Now we are getting ready to use notation to write the domain and range of relations. But before we do that, let's spend a little bit of time talking about number sets. We'll start with the naturals. The natural numbers are the counting numbers, the numbers that you first learned when you were a baby, starting with 1, 2, 3, and then continuing to add 1 as long as you want, all the way to infinity. The integers contain the naturals, but they also include 0 and all of the negative versions of the natural numbers. We also call these the additive opposites of the natural numbers. So we have -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. And we can go as far as we want in both directions. This fancy n is what we use to represent the set of natural numbers, and this fancy z is what we use to represent the set of integers. Now we have the rationals. The rationals include all numbers that can be written as a ratio of integers. This includes the integers. Numbers like -2 and 3 can be written as -2 over 1 and 3 over 1. But they also include numbers like 1/3 or 0.8 repeating, which is 8/9, or -13/5. And then we have the real numbers, which contain the rationals, but also include numbers like pi, the square root of 2, and e. Pi, the square root of 2, and e are all numbers that have an exact location on the real number line, but they're not rational numbers because they cannot be written as the ratio of two integers. And we use a fancy r to represent the real numbers. Now we're going to learn set notation and use set notation to write the domain and range for this set of ordered pairs. So if we look at this set of ordered pairs, the domain is just going to be all of the x values that we see, and the range is going to be all the y values that we see, and we're just going to list them. So A and E each have an x value of -1, and B, C, and D have x values of 3. So the domain is just the set containing -1 and 3. And these curly braces here mean that we're listing all of the values in the set. So it's not an interval, it's these exact values, -1 and 3. The range includes all of the y values that we see here. So E and D both have y values of -5. C has a y value of -3. And A and B have y values of 2. So the domain of this relation is the set -1, including -1 and 3. And the range of this relation is the set containing -5, -3, and 2.